Why, David? Why?
All right, all right.
Listen,
Bring the order.
stop it.
Meeting, city council meeting dated 4/6/1986. First and foremost, I would like to thank Banner for stepping up and helping out today. He definitely didn't have to start working the door. Want to thank the sheriff's department for showing up today as well. Appreciate all of you. Um, kind of move things forward. I understand that I threw this meeting together um, without too much notice to the council, so that I'm not holding any council member that's not here at any kind of negative light. It was more of a call to the people because I'd been hearing that people felt that I wasn't around or didn't care or all this other stuff, and that's not true at all. The fact of the matter is, when the blackout happened, one, it was in the middle of elections, so we'll have to figure that one out as far as the council goes. And I wasn't sure the standing in the city and who was going to participate anymore. Because anyone that wasn't here prior to this, there was no city council before I was mayor. Well, there was a city council, just no one showed up.
Check your
So,
voice, man.
in the 7 months of my tenure, well, it'll be 8 here next month, and that's when my term ends. Second term ends, excuse me. With my second term ending, I want to make sure that whoever wants to take the mantle has the proper time and then has a working council as my second term ends. So, given that, um, Council Member Barry, I appreciate you being here.
My pleasure.
All
Um,
right.
I don't know how, as a council, we're going to move forward with the elections because they were supposed to happen during blackout. So we'll have to either decide or sometime out of council. But if you want the floor to say anything or speak to the people, I relinquish the floor to you.
Oh, floor's all mine. All right. For those of you kids who may not know me, I am Barry N. McCockner at your service. And, yeah, city council, very old man, retiree, crazy mountain man, etc., etc. Now, it does bring a very much joy into my heart to see all you young kids out here getting interested in the politics and whatnot. You know, it's very important that all you kids, you go out and experience the life. You know, here in reality, you know, they got that Calico vision that they got, and them dang Ataris and this, that, and the other. And you know, you could just as easily just stay inside and waste away in front of that dang booty box that they got. But I'm glad to see all you kids out here and getting some fresh air. All right. And if you need mountain therapy, would like to become a certified mountain therapist, let me know. Um, and yeah, I think it's real good. As far as I'm aware now, has anything been done about these dank fishing rods? I've been beating that drum. I swear I'm going to die on this hill, but
No, I appreciate you asking. I honestly don't know. Ashley is not present. He is the um, aficionado fishing, so he's the man to
No.
ask. We can
oh,
definitely
the
find out
the
about
the
it.
old fish
Yeah,
anado, huh?
Yep,
That's
just
what
saying that
he
he
is.
doesn't know how
that's what
elections
it is.
happen
That's what
All
it
or
right,
is.
how
hell
they
yeah.
go or how
All
they
right, all
proceed.
right. So that it would be amazing to get them old fishing rods in because them was my favorite. Yeah. Do we have any word on corrections? Was it the Department of Corrections, Department of Justice? Has there been any news in that regard about
Um,
keeping things interesting up there at Bolingbroke?
who's the ranking officer that can speak to this subject? Any officers could speak to that?
We're still working on all that. We got somebody trying to work on the Department of Corrections right now. What was our question? But
Oh yeah, I just yeah, I was just curious how because I know there was some work going on up there, you know. No, I figured I might as well just ask. I don't know. I'm not privy to any of that information. I figured it's probably you know yeah secret information or something. I don't know. Probably don't want the plans to all of Bolingbroke being made public or whatever. That seems like a bit of a security breach. But if there's stuff going on and it's privy to public information, it would be nice to maybe get a little of that out there for the youth of the nation to sort of be privy to that.
Yeah, to jump into what Hightower said, there are certainly plans in the works, and when they are available for public consumption, they will certainly be made public.
Oh, all right, now yeah.
Way listening, but I gotta be in my head 5 minutes.
Has anything else been done about the board of tourism? I believe that was brought up last meeting, if I remember correctly.
I believe there is a welcoming committee. It's not an official committee, and I open the floor to anyone that is part of that to speak of that. But I do remember something going on about that. But
Oh, all right.
anyone would like to speak to that, come up to the podium about that. But
Oh, yeah. I'll relinquish the floor to you for a moment.
Yo.
Casey King, hi.
howdy, how you doing?
Yeah.
As far as I know, nothing really since the blackout has happened. If we want to get that going again, we can, and I welcome it.
Okay.
The hostel, in the meantime, has been kind of taking over that responsibility.
You say that last part again? I barely heard you. I'm sorry.
The hostel is kind of been taking over that responsibility since everyone that was in the committee hasn't been around.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you coming up and speaking. Does that answer your question, Councilmember Barry?
Oh, yeah. I feel that pretty much sums it up. Yeah. Now, I remember there was a little bit during last meeting. There was some tell about the hunting regulations, and I believe if memory does serve, and I could be entirely wrong, that there was a little bit of trepidation about what exactly the rules and regulations were. I believe they were still kind of up in the air at that last juncture. Has all that been ironed out? I believe, if memory serves, there was a ruling for what's it, oh god dang, it escapes my mind. It's the hunting zones. There was zones, and they've been kind of sort of fluid and changing with regulations in regard to who can hunt where and what and all that hullabaloo.
Councilmember, you're saying the past bill that the council passed before the blackout? You're asking the status on that?
Sorry.
I'm not sure if it was a past bill, but I believe someone said that there was currently rules on the book saying one thing about hunting, and they was planning on being changed. I remember it was sort of very fluid. I was wondering if it could be a bit more concrete rules given on that matter.
All right. Is it Sergeant Riggs?
Yes, sir.
I'm guessing your rank here, but do you know about this? Can you speak of this? Any
There hasn't.
rules or regulations? Any hunting?
I mean, there was additions to the penal code regarding that. We're waiting an update to the law on that. However, all the zones have not changed as of yet. Okay.
Why not?
Yes, I am Sergeant Rigzanoli of the Los Santos Sheriff's Department.
Let's
go, Riggs. Changes. There has been no changes to the hunting zones for the last several months, as I observed. I would refer to Warden O'Shea, but he is taking a well-earned vacation regarding that. As far as, and like I said, as far as I know, nothing has changed. The zones are now posted in the public library for all hunters to see. There will be probably an updated set of information regarding hunting equipment and huntwear for hunters. Also, precaution: please refrain from calling the wildlife, such as the wildcats in general, as murder kitties. They are cougars, mountain lions, etc. They go by their proper name. And I'll be honest, it's annoying when we hear a murder kitty raid or murder kitty attack. Thank you.
I appreciate you coming to the podium. Thank you, Sergeant.
I will say
You're standing in front of the
Alright.
camera.
no crouching.
Do you have any more questions, council member?
What's up?
I will say. there's only
If I
6%
do have any more questions, I can't if I can remember them
Yeah,
at this
that's
point
what
in
I was
time.
thinking.
So I will relinquish the
think
floor
we're
and
gonna
to any of these youngsters who may have a better memory than I do.
At least until certain
Um,
individuals are around.
As the councilman mentioned, the floor is now open to the people. If you have a question, come to the podium, state your name and your question, and we'll have a discussion about it. But please do so in an orderly fashion.
Hello? Is this mic on properly? Here.
Yes, it is.
Speak up.
Okay. Hello, my name is Sandra Warren, and I was wondering what we're looking at doing in terms of filling up some of the businesses around the city. I'd love to see a lot of those businesses that are currently, well, they're running off of government funding right now. And that's a huge bleed on our taxpayer dollars. And it's a huge bleed on the community that we live within. We'd love to see people working in those businesses. Are we going to be reducing the cost of starting or buying into a business in this city?
First and foremost, I agree with you completely. I think businesses bring people in and keep them here, gives them a reason to be here, and productive businesses bring more productive people. And as my start in the BRB before it became or sidestepped to the BBB,
Great
I
question.
was adamant about businesses in the city, and I still am. As far as I know, the consumer prices are the prices charged for that. I won't have very much say or pull in that. That's Dynasty 8. That's, dare I say it, the federal government. But as far as that goes, I can put in my word that I think that should be lowered. I definitely agree with you. And if that can't be rectified, I think I might be able to work out something to make it work. But I agree with you. We do need more businesses here.
And Sir Mayor, could we possibly look at scholarships or such for individuals hoping to start businesses or to buy into businesses?
Well, I mean, this is just me speaking candidly about like what I'm thinking and what should happen in my mind. Whether or not it's achievable will be the logistical question. But I feel grants are the way to do it.
Grants, sorry, yes.
Grants are given by the government to certain businesses to give business proposals and have business plans, and then some division within the government. Maybe it's something that I have to put together in the time frame that I have that could then help that. But that's what the BBB should be doing. And unfortunately, I don't know if there's anyone from the BBB here or if they can speak of their doings here right now. But that's what they should be doing. But I am willing to try to figure something out in the interim, much like I had planned before the blackout.
And one last question that let me check my paperwork here. Yes, okay. One last thing is vehicle safety standards. I've noticed that and many others have found that the vehicles in this city appear to be under some sort of lower quality of safety and durability than we have seen in other nations in this great country. Do you have any statement in regards to how that ended up happening or what can be done about that? The safety of the constituents inside this county is incredibly important.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, safety of the constituency is the top priority for me. I would say that I'm not in control, nor do I have knowledge of the distributors that may have, or the manufacturers and the manufacturing process for those cars. Um, I don't even know who I could talk to about that because it's more of an industry thing. It's more of a
But safety standards are a
free market.
responsibility of the state, are they not?
Well, safety standards, sure. I mean,
So what do we
So
do
it's,
when companies like Vapid are completely and utterly disobeying the safety standards set by the federal law?
which federal law are you stating?
The safety standards in regards to vehicles being safe in the case of accidents.
Well,
I
surely.
don't think
mean,
it's in the
I would
Constitution, but it's.
I think it would be reasonable to think that if their manufacturer had not passed any kind of safety regulations, those cars wouldn't be on the road as it is. Now, I understand recalls happen, and that may happen after the manufacturers have sold their product. Are you suggesting that they're not?
I am suggesting that they're not
that the
following said
manufacturers
standards.
Jesus
Yes.
Christ.
Or at
don't
least
have
the ones
recalls?
imported into this county. Yes.
Well, I would open it up to the free market then and say if they're not meeting standards that you don't feel is right, then we don't purchase those items and they no longer be present here. There's not much I can
Okay.
do as regards to that.
That is understandable. That's everything that I have for today. Thank
All
you.
right, I appreciate you coming up and speaking. Thank you very much.
I could, Sergeant Rigzanoli again. I can add to that. A lot of the issues regarding that is regarding the driver and being able to obey traffic laws. I have seen multiple drivers in this fine state drive extremely recklessly and not obeying traffic laws. If you obey traffic laws, less accidents will happen because it's American steel, and I'm sure all General Motors and everything that they do, just in terms of vehicle manufacturing, is done appropriately. And and if that's going to be the case, just approach the federal government. But the biggest thing here is drivers and vehicle safety and properly understanding the laws of the road. I just wanted to add that to give Miss Warren some more insight on that. Having observed multiple times where drivers have disregarded traffic lights and just blasted through 70, 80 miles an hour through there and then colliding with vehicles.
Speed limits save lives.
Also, yes, it's 45 in city, 55 in counties, and 75, 80 on the highways. Thank you.
Wait, what's
Speed limits save lives.
Connor Fitzgerald, BDM CEO. Just gonna go what Mr. Riggs just said. If you have any cars with any vehicles that, since PDM's the premier dealership at the moment, if there's any issues with any cars that we sell, you think there's any manufacturer defects, quality standards, please feel free to talk to me. Only time I've ever been injured in a vehicle is whenever I've done something stupid or someone else has hit me going 80 miles an hour in the city. So I've driven pretty much all of our vehicles and I have not had any issues.
Did you say
Thank
you're the CEO of PDM?
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And yeah, thank you for speaking to that. I don't, as you know, the government may have standards, but we don't. Once they're in the city, manufacturing and all that is up to the companies.
Robert Banner, auto shop owner, Benny's mechanic. I would also like to speak to that. I own various vehicles in this city. I've never noticed any problem with the durability, one being a Vapid, since that was directly mentioned. Granted, sometimes, things happen. Other vehicles will throw rocks or windshields will get broken. and the such, but insurance companies seem to do just fine at keeping our deposits minimal for repairs. So I don't even understand that whole line of questioning about the vehicles. And again, as being a mechanic, I tend to see a lot of broken ones, and when they are broken, it definitely the only obvious part that isn't working is the part between the wheel and the seat.
How long have you been a mechanic in the city?
In this city, I've been a mechanic for going on 6 months.
6 months. Okay, so would you say there has
Oh,
been
no,
any
you-
change in the condition of the manufacturing from the distributors that you've seen on the cars that you've worked with?
Well, yes, actually, Anus's vehicles have went up in durability quite a bit from when they first got here. Um, and I've recently acquired a Grotti, which is like a very fast tank from,
Did you say tank?
yeah, because you could plow into a tree at like 70, 80, 90 miles per hour and drive away from it. So I don't understand why durability would be questioned as an issue.
So are you saying that different? Let's get this straight so everybody knows. You're saying different companies and manufacturers, different models have different durability.
Correct. Absolutely. You have some cars that are made with plastic as body parts. They would break a lot easier than something like a Dominator, which is, American steel. But the frames and such seem to hold up very well, so I don't see where any federal regulations would have been broken by the way the manufacturers are handling the cars.
So I'm sorry, I forgot her name. If the lady previously gave you the model of her car, you could tell her, oh yeah, this is the least durable or most durable or has the capabilities to be put aftermarket parts on to make it better for X, Y, and Z.
Oh, absolutely. There's reinforcements you could get done when you go into Benny's that help quite a bit. Now, does that help for, windows busting out? Not really, because glass is glass. And when a truck passes by you and kicks up a rock, that could crack the grass. You may not notice it. A day later, after you pull your car out of the garage, your glass shows is broken because it had previous damage when you put it away. And the valets sometimes they'll try to buff out, scratches and pop a window. But that's standard. For that,
Okay.
get your windows fixed. I don't know how that is a problem for anyone.
All right. Okay, I don't know if the woman is still here. Hopefully she could get with you or talk to a mechanic about that, because if that's the case, then it's plausible that she could be right that her model is less durable than, let's say, the tank that you had spoken about earlier.
Right. Absolutely.
But I definitely appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
On a similar note, if anybody's looking for an absolute tank of a vehicle, I suggest the Rebel. It has gotten me out of jam after jam. Anybody who's gone on mountain therapy, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And anybody who's seen me drive knows I'm a little bit loosey goosey, and I tend to send it pretty good. And that truck has never let me down. Got a 100% success rate, except for that one guy who broke his legs. But he wasn't following the first two rules of mountain therapy, all right? And you got to wear your seatbelt, and you can't get. Oh yeah, you got to wear your seatbelt, and you can't get out. You don't ever get out of the truck unless a certified mountain therapist says so. You know, make sure it's safe. Yeah. Oh, I'm pretty sure he did. Yeah.
That's coming from American hero Barry. Thank you, Barry.
Cancel. Yes, ma'am.
Hello, Casey King. I guess it's kind of piggybacking off of what I was talking about earlier about the new people in the city. One thing that's been worrisome is they're trying to get jobs and there's nobody around to hire them.
Yeah.
So leadership in the city is lacking. So to piggyback on that as well, but like when are we have the elections to get these full and get everything going and running like it's supposed to again?
Like it was. Yeah. Well, maybe Barry and I can have a quick discussion about how we'll seat the 4. But as far as the jobs go, the city is currently hiring. I am around right now.
But no, we see the bulletin. We see everybody's hiring, but we go to apply or do whatever. But there's just no one here to hire. So what can we do? It's kind of I feel bad for everybody coming into the city that wants to do something, but it's like it's because they want to, but everybody's kind of stuck. So I just want to know, when are we going to get these seats full? When are we going to get everybody where they want to be again?
So, as you know, I'm a constitutionalist. I don't know. I don't know if anyone here knows that. So I have to defer to the Constitution, and I'm going to take a look at it, confer with Barry. But as far as the 4 seats up right now, the judiciary would have to step in, but I believe we can seat the 4, and then the elections that were going to happen on the blackout, right, would be the 4 seats that we sat. So we'll have to figure out that cycle, and then my election, the election for the mayor again, is up at the end of the month. So that cycle starts.
Well, I would like to pose a question to you, dear. When you're talking about hiring, are you talking specifically about filling the seats up here on the council? Or are you talking about more like folks getting jobs at Benny's and PDM and working at all them places?
Both.
Or both.
Both.
Both. All right.
Everything.
So
it's everything. Like I have so many people that I know that are trying to get jobs at the hospital and at City Hall.
Oh yeah.
And at Benny's, and there's just no one here to hire them. And that's not gonna, if they can't be making money, they're not gonna want to stay.
You might want to say something about EMS, David.
Well, I can tell you right now, like I said before, as far as City Hall goes, I'm here and hiring. I believe PD had a hiring event today. The private businesses, I can't speak to the private businesses, that's up to them. But I'm around now if anyone in the audience or anyone you know wants to do that. And like I said, I'm hiring people now to get to fill the seats in both. Now, as far as the council goes, like I said, I have to refer to the Constitution real quick, talk to Barry, and if we're the only council members present, I mean, we could seat the people. If there's more than 4, we'll have to run an election. So that's going to be the question to the people.
I mean, I think.
Go ahead.
Hey, I would. I don't. I'm speaking for myself, but yeah, I would love to see that happening as soon as possible because we need leadership in this city.
Well, and
We're
you need
trying.
leadership in the city, not off someplace else.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And I'm sure you're not inferring that it's a headless horse here.
No.
Or a horse in general, right?
Yeah, I can speak specifically about Benny's. I am a floor manager at Benny's, and I do not have the hiring capability. I do not have that power, even as a floor manager. And the person who's, usually not awake this early, but usually, about 5-6 hours from now, I usually tend to wake up. I got to dust off the cobwebs and get some coffee, all that.
And I'm not throwing private business under the bus at all, nor anyone else in any other institution. I think right now one thing that is lacking in the city is the BBB. The BBB is supposed to make sure
No, it's
that
not.
the businesses have people in it that are here, present, and working. Right? That's what their whole intent is. And unfortunately,
Government.
we don't have representation for that around here. I can speak to as much as I can speak to, so can Barry or anyone else in the audience. But I think that is part of the answer and the problem. To
People in government positions.
It's the leadership. It comes back to there's just nobody here to filling those roles.
Well, if it's a testament to how many people are eager to fill any of those roles, I mean, it would be the people that showed up today. And to be honest, I mean, as someone that just threw this together, because it's amazing to see the amount of people that are here. So, like, if I were to open up the floor right now, who would want to participate in government? Raise your hand. How many hands would I get?
Which part of government, I guess?
Yeah.
Well, there's only the council right now. The mayoral election will be in a month.
I believe you'd just be referring to, filling these empty seats.
Yeah,
next
the
to me.
council. Yeah, the council. The rest of it, I mean, if you want a job, I could talk about a job later. Thank you for putting your hands up. We'll get to all the name. I appreciate that. We'll get to the
rhetorical.
names. It wasn't. That wasn't. What was? Excuse me. What was rhetorical?
The standing and putting your hands up. It's fine. Hey, go on, sir.
It's not rhetorical. I was curious. Now we know. Now I know there might be more than 4 people, so we might have an election to hold.
Yeah.
So, like I said, the eager people are in this building. The eager people. Well, I won't say
I'm
that 'cause
talking
they might
about
not be
running
able to
for a
be here. I
different
shouldn't say that.
position.
But we're here now,
What?
and this is what we got to deal with now.
Yep.
And the blackout, all of that, put a wrench into what was a system that was working really
I'm not
well
blaming the blackout.
in here.
I hate that.
And for what I could do and what the council could do. And believe me, I want to get it back to that. I think today we could get a good chunk of that done. Granted, like I said, the judiciary doesn't have an issue with it, but I don't see a problem in the Constitution with us deciding to put those 4 seats out. And again, if that's the case, then the judiciary could come after me as I'm the head of the state.
Okay. I like that.
All right. I'm glad you
Thank
like
you.
that. You're welcome.
Hello, everyone. David Turnbill, captain of the
Hello.
EMS.
That's my captain.
To go on that, I am at work every day. Always willing to hire new people that want to be EMTs. Give it a try. No training required, or no prior experience is needed.
Oh,
You'll be
that's
trained
good.
on the job. No, there's training on the job. I mean, no prior experience.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it, Captain, and thanks for your service. I think that is good news for everyone here that needs a job. So I appreciate you coming up and saying that.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
That's David. That's my captain.
All right. Do we have any more questions?
Okay, again, Robert Banner Fox, head of public defense. And also, we are actively looking and hiring for lawyers, paralegals, judicial clerks, and such. I do have the ear of the judiciary to come in and formally hire on anybody that has passed the bar at that point, if they pass their interview in bar. Don't know again why there's no jobs when we are actively looking for people. Thank you.
Well, as someone that started as a public defense lawyer, I appreciate you coming up here. And the city does need more lawyers. More lawyers help grease the wheel of the judiciary and the justice system.
Go mustache.
My turn, though?
Go.
Is that
Go
is that, yes?
mustache.
Is that a sergeant? Is that correct? I'm trying to look at
Yes,
the-
it is. Sergeant
All right.
Reese Nowendike, Los
How you doing,
Santos
Sarge?
Sheriff's Department.
It's actually
We are
Sergeant
also
Mustache.
hiring. Come on
Yeah.
down, get an interview, fill out an application. We did a little hiring drive today. We got 3 new cadets. We'll even give you a free gun and
Yeah.
show you how to use it and beating up criminals. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
What's
beat
a
up the
cadoodle?
criminals.
Cadet.
Okay.
Okay,
We should
alright,
beat up more
Yeah,
criminals.
yeah, we call them
Derogatory name
cadoodles.
for a cadet.
Okay.
Yeah, you get a number.
derogatory,
You
Polly.
can even drive a car, bust criminals, give speeding tickets, deal with all the shit in the city. Oh, sorry, my language.
Yeah. Sorry.
Tell Reese his mustache looks great.
Yeah, you
Thank
get a
you.
mustache. Duty issued.
lawfully
times.
beating criminals only lawfully.
Yep. No, of course. There you
And
go.
even if you did miss the hiring event and are interested, come down to Davis after the meeting, and members of command are around.
I also recommend for the people looking for work, most of these departments and places have mailboxes. Like for Banner there, you got DOJ. If you want to work for the city, mail city, pretty easy. Police, or what will be
Medic?
Sheriff's Department, just mail police, all capital letters, and medic if you want to be an EMT like David over there.
Medic
True
isn't
hero.
working at the moment.
Oh shit, okay, not
Never
medic.
mind. Go follow David
You
around
would have to
personally.
contact them personally.
Just
All
follow
right.
David around. He won't
Follow
mind.
David.
David, you want to give out your PO?
Yeah, I can do
Hey,
that.
there we go.
Oh,
All right.
ballsy.
Ballsy.
To the
That's all I
podium.
got.
Somebody else, some other people don't even come to the podium, so I appreciate that. Thank you.
Listen, if you want to become an EMT, you can go ahead and mail me. My postal is IL329. That's India Llama 329.
All right. Thank you very much. Does anyone else have any questions, statements, comments, concerns? Okay. So give me a quick 5 minutes. I am going to have a discussion with Barry about what we're going to do about these next 4 seats, and then we'll come back and address everyone. Just for the record, no one is allowed to sit in my freaking seats back here. So if the sergeant at arms or one of the sheriffs can make sure nobody comes back there and sits in that seat. Thank you very much.
I forgot I'm the sergeant of arms still.
Didn't say anything about the council members.
Excuse me.
That's for me.
Miss Casey, I'm so proud of you.
Anybody want to smoke? Anybody?
I would have.
Hey, Polly, did you meet the new?
Never mind. I can't.
Yes,
up,
I
buddy?
did, and she's really great.
Hey, what's going on, boss?
And I don't really think that I need
Came
to
in for the
be
meeting.
there.
You want to smoke?
Yeah, you enjoying it so far?
Well,
It's all right.
she's so much better than me, and I feel like
Yeah,
Like
it's
the
a little.
EMT guy, though.
I feel like
He's cool.
chopped liver.
Yeah, that's David.
Very much not true.
Okay.
In fact,
No,
the sheriff
right there.
is
He's a good guy.
Speaking your praises.
Okay.
The sheriff loves me 'cause
Oh
I'm
wait,
funny
are
and
you
I'm
the one that
cute.
picked me up from the mountain lion attack
Yeah,
yesterday?
it's
I
me,
think
Hoodie,
I could
but
really
that's
club
David.
up and he would just
Oh.
still love
He's
me,
captain
but,
of
you know,
EMS.
Ooh.
I don't know. I think
Sick.
she's more professional than me, I think.
Yeah.
Did you change your hair, Polly?
What? Sorry.
Did you change your hair?
So yeah.
Who the fuck is talking to me?
Okay.
It's Jesse. I'm right here.
Sandy.
I do not see you.
What's up, Sandy?
Hello.
I'm just to your left. You're like looking right at me. Are you? Did the cougar take your eye out? Let me.
Well, were you
Hello?
planning to go?
How many fingers am I holding up?
Oh no, I wasn't planning on
I
going
do not
anywhere.
see
I
you at
just,
all, sir.
You know.
Which is
Sir,
very
What's up?
she has
scary
both
to me.
eyes. Stop being rude. Go sit down.
I'm not being. Hey, I got a question for you. I got a question for you. So I went
Thank
to
you
the
for
mine,
defending me.
and I wasn't. Anyways, I went to the
Said you
mine.
have one eye.
I don't know. Okay.
Uh-oh.
So I went to the mine,
have
and I
both
found out that
eyes.
you need
Appreciate that.
ANFO, which is these mining explosives that you were talking about. Do you know where you get that?
Uh-oh.
I talked to the manager at the mining company.
Yeah, it's
And you could.
Well, dispense
What
justice.
about you,
Reese.
Tool?
Did you check you tool?
No.
I'm sorry.
No,
Is
it's
that where
alright,
you
I'm
buy
still
things
gonna
like
do
that?
it.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Well, I mean,
Like, just because they say
Excuse
something.
for that. Yeah,
I'm not
probably.
just gonna retract it.
you can't watch the
do
criminal
that
off
shit.
though.
That makes sense. Thank you.
Andrew, it sounds.
You want a cigar?
Yeah, do that
No.
shit.
Andrew,
Okie
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
it sounds like they might respond to your letter.
You are kind of
I hope so. I plan on talking to him after this and let him know I'm interested.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I tried to make sure that business was on the forefront of the conversation today.
Do you have any food?
I think I do.
Yes, I
no,
do.
I do not. Never mind.
I think I have a mental block where
I got
Jesse's
triple
concerned.
burger.
I do not see him.
It's okay. It's
stepping on
okay.
the gosh
I
darn
can see you.
upholstery.
That's all that matters.
Thank
I
you.
guess.
they call them pews
Okay.
You're welcome.
because they stink.
Yeah, I wasn't insulting you about the eyes, you know.
And yes, I did change my hair. It is a woman's prerogative.
Thank you
to look
for doing
different
that.
from
Oh,
I
the
God,
noticed
outside.
that.
I
I
am
noticed
sorry.
Age
Hey,
is
Sorry
Benji.
about
important,
that. My bad.
I'm an
Sorry about
observant
that.
fellow.
Oh, okay.
It's
Sorry about that.
That's fine. Yeah.
Here you go, bud.
But yeah,
Oh,
we just
why,
the
thank you.
message. Yeah, we got lawyers
Let me
around,
just
so it's not as
place a
futile as
nice
it once
pack on
was.
that. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I appreciate
I
it.
mean, you can't miss that face.
No, I'm not on duty.
Can't
And
miss those
no,
eyes.
No,
I
like
just
I said,
used the med
there's that
kit
empty
that I
suit
had
that's
in
in
my
the
pocket.
office.
I'd argue I have the,
like
the
I saw
biggest,
the note.
greatest nose in the room.
Don't look at me like that. You can check the clock. I'm not on duty.
I mean, we're here
Right.
on official business anyway.
I mean, come on, Banner. Like, you know, the man was barely keeping it together as it was. The job was the only thing keeping him alive.
Racy,
Ollie,
how you doing?
doing pretty good.
You know, he didn't take the
That's
bottle
good.
though, so that's the
I
one
like
thing.
the
If he
hat,
would have
though.
taken the broken bottle, that's when I know he'd still be out there. when he
Really
left it.
ties the outfit together.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, both of you.
Matters right now.
Wait, who are you talking to?
Let him hear it.
Talking to you, but
I don't think
David
so. Like,
too.
he used that to save himself.
You lie. You
Oh,
talk
that's
shit about
right.
my
That
hat
is
all the
part of
time.
the AG's
I
curse.
hate your
That
hat.
you
I
have to
really
murder
do.
somebody.
Oh, we've got opinions, do we?
I do.
I was gonna
Very
say a
strong.
few of us will probably volunteer.
No, that's fine.
So I'm pretty sure if I make an application for city council, they're gonna shut it down.
I'm just saying.
Excuse
there's
me,
probably
I don't-
somebody in this
ladies and
room.
I
gentlemen,
don't
over
think they
here.
can.
No, they won't. They can't.
I
Yeah,
have
they can't.
a question for all
It
of you
doesn't
fine
matter.
individuals.
Yes,
up?
sir.
Do any of you have
up?
experience mining?
No, sir.
Nope.
Does
I
anybody
got
know where you
baby
can
soft
purchase
hands.
ANFO explosives for
Sorry.
You
mining?
used to be able to get them at U-Tool.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Okay.
say U-Tool maybe. That'd probably be your best bet.
Yeah, that's one way to do it.
If it wasn't at U-Tool, where would you next go?
No idea.
No
The
clue.
ore company, maybe?
Home. I
Okay.
would go home and cry.
Thanks for the
Yes.
help, folks.
Of course.
Go home and make them yourself. I don't know.
I
Oh,
mean,
don't be telling people to do that.
Well, I mean, the library.
I
you probably
mean-
find
I didn't
a
tell
good
them
book in
how.
there.
Try nitrotoluene.
Oh my
That's
god.
true, you would. And it's
I've just been waiting for somebody to check out the Anarchist Cookbook because I need to find somebody.
The CIA made that to kill
You need it?
people.
Honestly,
Well, who's
I got a copy.
of course you fucking would.
yeah.
The CIA made the Anarchist Cookbook to kill people.
Notes
Bad
it
idea,
down.
you know. You might catch something. I read an article.
Well, how's everybody's day going?
Come back, you're 75% more likely to.
Not enough coffee in the world. This is. Oh, they're back. I was gonna say it was taking too long.
Uh-oh.
Going great.
All right. After a quick deliberation, we don't feel that there's any constitutional grounds for us not to do this. So we're going to go ahead and move forward with seating the 4 seats. We've discussed the length of the seats and considering the extenuating circumstances of the blackout. We're not going to hold that time against the council members that want to get seated today. And then we'll figure out the election times for the existing council members. And then, as I said before or prior, my election
Oh,
for
awesome.
mayoral seat will be up at the end of the month. So with that said, I open the floor to anyone that is willing and wants to sit on the council
Get up there.
to
Yeah.
state their name and
Get up there.
their soapbox, if you will, their platform for Barry.
I don't know about you, man, but
Oh, and for the people, honestly.
You bet.
on council, Polly.
I don't either.
Okay, I can already see there's more than 4. So what we'll do
I don't
is,
think Benji wants me to get on. I don't
we'll
think
have
he wants
us-
me to get on there.
Somebody can take down the names of every
I don't think
applicant.
Benji wants me to be on city council.
And then can you hold on just 1 second. 1 second.
Really? Is Ben up there really?
You can call me if you want, Polly.
As just
I'll
kind
get
of
stage
something
fright.
for everybody to know, if you have
Okay,
a felony
well,
on
we
your
have
record, you
a bunch-
cannot be a part of city council.
We have a bunch of
Just throwing
people
that out there.
who are brand new that.
Yeah,
So
but you know
he-
I'm gonna win.
Well, he just said if you're a felon, if you have a felony on your record, you cannot be a part of city council.
Wow. This is my rights have been stolen from me.
They have
No,
not.
you
You gave
forfeited
them up
them
by
with your
being an
felony.
asshole. Yes.
I was just
All
throwing that
right,
out
we're
there
down
for
to
no one
4.
particular.
We're done 4 or 5.
No, there's 5 of us.
Yeah, there's 5.
Oh,
And
I can write down names if needed.
Assistant in the making if I've ever seen one.
okay, either David or Huddy, get your asses up here. One of the two of you.
All right.
Don't fall
We
for it,
can't.
guys.
Perfect. All right. So I
Oh,
do
you
have to
can't?
state, though,
Okay.
to sit in the city council, you cannot be a violent felon. That does not mean that you haven't gone through the expunge program and then
Any
gone
felon.
through- Yeah, if you have any felonies that haven't been expunged, you cannot sit in the city council. That being said, what I would like to do is, since we have so many, anyone that is and wants to run on city council, please give your names to the deputies here, so they could, the sergeant or one of the sergeants here, and they could run the name so I know that you guys aren't felons. So when you get seated, it's we seat you properly within the Constitution. So can I don't know which one of the sergeants could who's
I've decided to step out of the running.
we can document all the names.
It's a good race, sir.
And now
It's a good
there are
race.
4.
that was a great race.
I would have
great
voted
race.
for you.
Yeah, I can do it
Can you
right
do
now.
it?
Benji.
Purple hair
All right, appreciate it.
You tried, man. You tried.
No, they just couldn't handle it.
All right, ma'am. Can you give your name to the sergeant here?
My name is Sandra Warren. If you need me to spell that out, I'd be more than happy to.
Yeah, Sandra, you're doing great.
I got it.
Perfect. Okay.
All right, let me.
Let's
get the
go
names
at
off,
'em.
And then we can circle back around, and you can give. I'll open the floor for a few minutes, each one of you. So the next one, sir.
I'm Adam Smokey.
Okay.
Yeah, Smokey.
Let's go.
Hey, Sandra, move out of the way, God damn it.
All right, ma'am.
Oh.
Smokey, what's up, man?
The corporate-
Polly.
Let's go, Polly.
No, wait.
Not
Polly, gotta
Polly.
yell.
You got to speak up just a little bit there, dear.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Pauline Morris.
I got it.
You're doing great.
Not Polly.
Let's go, KC.
If I'm
Ooh,
city council, I would want
Let's
all
go.
Pauline.
I knew you were gonna run.
Actual
Go ahead.
people I would vote for anyway.
Caitlin King.
That is not what I would have guessed.
Did she say
All
her
right.
Blame
name
my
was Vaseline?
You're doing great,
Blame,
Casey.
blame my father.
I'm voting for all of them.
Yeah, if you can just get back to me, that'd be great.
There's no vote.
In the meantime, I
Just
don't
step
remember
down.
what order you're in.
Oh.
But I believe the one with the cowgirl hat on was first. You could step to the podium and tell us what your platform is.
Hello, my name is Sandra Warren, and I want to fight for everybody to be able to get gainful employment and to start filling up the businesses in the city again. Make it easier for people to buy into businesses if possible, and start speaking for the people who have yet to have a voice in this city that they have found to be heard.
Here, here.
Hey,
Short
I
as-
like that.
Here,
Short
here.
and sweet.
Oh,
Hey,
gotta speak for the people.
I like
I've heard
it.
that one before.
I like it.
This,
The business
real
part I
cowgirl?
like.
if you have constructive stuff to say, please.
I want a business.
All right. I'm Adam Smokey. For me, the biggest thing that I've noticed in the city lately is I echo what Casey said. It's a lack of leadership. I
Yep.
want to assist in filling that role. I intend to actually only sit in this seat for a month and then run for city or for mayor actually afterwards. I believe that with the amount of time that I'm present in the city, I can be a very helpful resource for essentially anybody. I've got a lot of FaceTime with people through working at the hospital. I'm a trusted face, and I want to just help people.
No, I am.
Hey, let's go,
I got a
Smokey.
question for you.
Solid speech.
I am
Solid
glad
speech.
to hear
Here,
someone
Solid.
is
Good job, Smokes.
wanting to take up the mayoralship. I would implore you, and it will behoove you to read the Constitution. Get
Absolutely.
acclimated with it completely. And I look forward to someone else taking the mantle. So I'm glad to hear it.
Woohoo!
Good job, Smokey.
Colleen Morris, and I really am wanting to focus on making sure that people who are in leadership positions also live and work in the city. And that is the most important thing to me because they will then be able to hire people to fill positions, and we won't have all these people just walking around trying to find jobs. Also, the BBB needs to step up. I have a business I have been wanting
Or
to
dissolve.
open for years. Well, not years, but months, and I have not been able to find anybody to give
Dissolve
me
the
that permission.
BBB.
But yeah,
No,
dissolve it if that's not going to work.
Now,
We
I
need
have
to
to
do.
remind you.
Yeah,
I
bring back the
remind- I have
BRB.
to- No, I have to. Well, that I agree
I
with.
don't know what
I
any
have
of
to
this
remind
is.
you, the BBB is a federal institution.
Okay, well,
The
one
civil,
way or the
civil
other.
version of that, the BRB, has since obviously been dissolved, as it states. There's still constitutional amendments in the Constitution that I helped write. There are still legislation in place for it, but it does not exist in its current state. And I'm not sure
Okay.
the federal government
Bring.
will have it back in its.
Yeah,
entirety.
well,
Bring
then
that
we will
back.
talk to them because bring back the BRB if they're getting shit done and the BBB just stands on their thumbs and doesn't do anything.
Well, I mean, I'm not
That-
gonna.
I mean, it's a citizen saying it, sir.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I've been wanting to open a business that I have not been able to open, and there are people in this courtroom right now that have been wanting to open businesses that they have not been able to open because they can't get approval by the BBB. If they are not willing to do their job, then they need to be gone. That's all I have to say.
Or maybe held accountable in some regard.
Yeah, held accountable. There's no accountability, and we do need this because there are a lot of people with good
It's the Better
ideas for
Business Bureau.
jobs.
What's the
So
BRB?
yes,
I
that's
cannot. Go ahead.
I think it's a Better Resource Bureau or
well,
something
you
like
know, yeah, you date a redhead, you know we get fiery. I'm just saying that kind of stuff we need to work this out. We need to know that there is somebody behind us that we can actually cares about what we're doing. That's
So-
what we need.
It's Ashley's here too. I cannot express to you, any human way, tell you that I completely agree. As someone that started and was the sole member of the BRB in its inception, and when businesses were ran through my office, not the mayoral's office, the office adjacent to that I occupied and ran the
Completely
BRB,
agree.
and then hired the great minds of Ashley,
Amen.
Val, Dale, and all those, and we ran a pretty tight ship, and were able to build the city up to the things that you would like. When it was in those hands, it was great. I agree. Unfortunately, ma'am, it pains me because this whole issue eats away at the very thing that got me to this mayoralship as it stands right now, and that was the BRB and the public defense office and all of that. So I completely agree, and I'm glad someone else feels that way. But I just want to remind everybody that the BBB, as it stands now, is a federal institution, and in that we need to deal with that federally. But I'm with you. 100%
But
the
who is involved in the BBB? That's the problem. The people who are involved in the BBB are actually here. If it was BBB, BRB, whatever BBB, it don't matter. We just need them here. We need to be able to, have
The BB
somebody
gun.
here.
I completely agree. And you know what?
Okay.
I'm glad that you were running because you're going to sit in the very seat that could help that happen.
I am a firecracker and I'm willing to help.
All right. I'm glad to hear
All
it.
right.
It's true.
All right.
She doesn't stop.
Woo!
Yes.
That was great, Polly. That was great.
Hey, David. Who's that guy standing next to Benji over there?
Oh, wow. Didn't want to know
Well-
you wanted to sit right here.
I've never seen him before.
Just don't get ashes in my hair, for God's sake.
I'm not actually smoking. Did you wash your hair this morning? Smells nice.
The hell?
I wash it every day.
That's creepy.
What, washing your hair every day is
Are you being harassed, Polly?
She sat in front of me.
Blink if you need help. Welcome to the dark side. We have cookies.
All right.
Cookies.
All right. The floor is yours.
Hello, everybody. Caselyn King. I guess you all already know, because I spoke earlier, what I stand for, and you guys already know me, probably are in town. I am here to help. That's all I want to do. So yeah, I mean, I'm a very approachable person. Come to me. Tell me what
I
you
agree.
have problems with. I want to help. Just like my father before me. Maybe I'll take his seat over there and continue what he was trying to do as well. Here.
Here, here.
I'm glad to
Solid.
hear it.
Your dad was part of that cult,
here,
right?
here.
Here.
Her dad
Now-
definitely read.
They were not a cult.
Not a cult.
A cult.
It was.
They were 100% a cult.
It wasn't a cult.
Not a cult. Not a cult.
That's slanderous
Let Ruben
accusation,
know.
sir.
I'm
Ruben's
just surprised
on.
Boblin had sex.
What?
All right.
What?
Oh my God.
We
It is
all
a
are.
legit business, people. It is a legit business.
Boblin having sex is a legit business?
Reese just said that
I
he's
heard
surprised
that.
Boblin had
No.
it
All right,
sex.
moving on.
I
So
know.
anyone else? It would be if it was a registered business, I suppose. Anyone else? That was all 4 of them, correct?
Yes, there were 4. Yeah.
All right. Well,
Saying what we're all thinking here.
yeah, the math checks out. So the background checks came out clear. So there is nothing stopping us from seating the 4. As Barry and I have already discussed, if there was exactly 4 or less than 4, we were going to seat them if we agree with them. I love the speeches and the enthusiasm. So I don't know how to do this all at once or one at a time. But
Oh.
the 4
Here, here.
candidates that were
Let's go,
Uh,
Polly.
for
Hell yeah, good speech too.
the seats can now be sat or seated. I don't
Passionate.
know what the proper vernacular would be.
Pretty much, we like your gumption, we like your moxie. Come on up and claim yourself a seat. Congratulations.
Yeah,
Come
there's
on.
no-
Hey, let's
Fine.
go!
Yeah. Smokey.
Thank you.
We like your
Stop
gumption.
speeding,
We like your
baby.
moxie.
Stop speeding, Smokey.
This is where my father sat, so I'm sitting here.
That's fine. I'm just trying to get on the other side of you.
I'm gonna stand on this thing.
You said it was this one or that one?
I don't know why I'm doing this.
He sat where the green folder is.
That makes
He
sense.
did. And honestly, I'm glad you're sitting there because without him sitting there, it's been pretty an empty seat, literally.
I can't believe how quick
Yeah, we've had
this
no
actually
Yeah.
went
So-
smooth.
So now, as a council, our duties and responsibilities are to serve the people.
Because
With that being said,
Billy Falco's
I
not
would
here.
definitely recommend you guys take a good look at the Constitution, not just
What happened,
not just
Benji?
the
That's
business
'cause it's
side
not-
of it, not
it's 'cause
just
Billy
just
Falco's
read the
not here.
entire thing.
Or
And
Benny.
understand the powers that you guys have now.
I can live
as a
with Vinny,
council,
but
which
Falco
I'll
not.
even
And
tell you.
also the
No,
powers that we
yeah,
don't
but it
know.
was just them two
Exactly.
arguing.
It's a two-way street.
Yeah.
Yes. I will acclimate you
Honestly,
guys.
I'm kind of sad that
get you guys
Vinny
access
wasn't
to
here to
everything,
roast every
but,
single fucking
we'll
one
talk
of them.
after this.
he'll
But
have his time, don't
congratulations,
worry.
and I definitely appreciate you guys' enthusiasm to serve the people of the city.
Here, here.
Thanks for the confidence.
Thanks,
Oh,
everybody.
you're welcome.
Let's
You're
go.
God
So
bless
if people
America.
don't have anything else, or the new council
we do
doesn't
this
have
now?
anything else to say,
Should we do
this
it?
meeting adjourned. Does
Think
anyone else
so.
have anything to say?
Fill the seats.
Before the meeting is adjourned, I want to step up and I want to put in a vote of no confidence for the directors of Pillbox Medical and put my name in for the directorship to actually staff Pillbox Medical. And I am officially doing that and throwing my hat down right now.
All right. Do we? I'd have to confer to the Constitution, but I believe they have their own internal elections for the directorship, or do they have?
You
someone
can, any member from medical can throw a vote of no confidence.
Okay, I just don't know internally how
honey.
that's. I don't know internally how that what that happened. Like, what's the next steps for the hospital? Basically, is what I'm getting at.
Well,
Like I know the council. I know how
You're
to
doing
confer
great, Huddy.
confidence for that.
all right.
They have their own board.
I am just making
Yeah,
it
the medical-
publicly known. I wish to run for that for that seat.
Okay.
Noted.
Yeah.
Get that shit
Get
done.
him in there so we can get some shit done.
Yeah, I believe
Run
they
your
do.
shit.
Well, that could be your first thing as council. As a council, you can look up the medical section of the Constitution because they do have an electoral
How about that?
body in the
Since you want to go throw in, since you're actually a board member,
I
the deputy did he leave?
throw in a
don't
second
wanna-
vote of no
Can
confidence.
that electoral
okay.
body be
Step up there and do it.
overridden by the city council?
You would have to. You would have
Or
to make
is
it. You have
or
to write
is-
an amendment. You'd have to write an amendment to the Constitution, get it elected, and then voted on, and then the judiciary would have to approve it.
Because the city is the one that depends on the hospital. The city is the one that needs people here. If people do not want to wake up in the city, then we should do something about it.
The Constitution also states that any member that is on the medical board can state and throw out a vote of no confidence.
Here.
So who's
All right, well, they done thrown it out, so next
Again.
step
Well,
forthcoming, I
probably
guess.
people that aren't waking up.
Again, my
Yeah,
name is
so
David
again-
Turnbill.
Yeah,
Sorry.
so,
What's going on,
Captain.
boss?
Sorry,
Nothing.
Captain.
So what's
Just
your
real quick, Mr.
current
Counsel. Yeah,
like
for any of that
what's your
stuff to change
title
the
at the
Constitution,
hospital
you
right
have
now?
to follow the same steps. We can talk
Technically, I'm
about
a
it later,
private
but there's-
practitioner,
there's
but
a process
I used to
judiciary that has
be
to review
the
the bills
captain
that
of
are
EMS.
passed.
I have actually trained also medical
Well, I mean,
professionals.
it's-
I ran my own private
yes.
practice with Dr. Drake. I
Captain,
am medically
please.
licensed in the city.
All right. David Turnbill, Captain of EMS.
Yep. Oh, hold on.
I got you.
Officially a member of the medical board. I would also like to second that motion to
Okay, good.
throw in
Because you have a
a vote
specific title
of
for that.
no confidence.
All right, so enlighten me. Enlighten me
Technically,
more, 'cause I
I'm
don't
not a
have the
member of the
Constitution in
board.
front of me,
Well,
and the
actually,
medical
at
section
would be
is
considered
quite
a-
large.
because
What
they
are
need
the
a private
processes and
representative. Since
policies
I am
when there
literally
is
the
someone that
only
is,
private
voted
practitioner
no
in the
confidence
city,
in the internal
I would
body
technically
of the
be on that
medical
board.
department.
But
So
I mean, yeah, you'd be
I
the
will
safety
say
director,
I
if
haven't
anything.
memorized it, right?
Yep.
So I will have to defer back to it.
Since I am the only one.
Yeah. And I mean, this isn't me saying that you're
And
not qualified.
I will
That's
have that answer
going through the
soon.
Constitution right now.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie.
Well,
I've literally
as this is stated in front of the
trained
governing body,
every
we'll have to
single
revisit this
director that's ever been in
Right.
Pillbox. I am the one who's
And
been
I am willing
trained them
to
as
revisit it every
physicians.
week until
Okay. So yeah, I'll
until we can
we'll
see
pass
this
this up to
through.
the judiciary. So if you don't
Amen.
know me,
And, all right,
I'm now the
we'll be
Attorney
here
General,
for it.
so I have more pull
I'll
now.
assign a council.
Well, hey, there you go.
member of
I've
the
also
council to
taken
also
it
head that up
to a
with you as
federal
well.
issue as well. I'll throw
All right.
that out.
Thank you.
I'll
That's
volunteer
the
for that. I
thing.
work at the hospital,
Yep,
so
I've already
Okay.
done it.
Well, why don't you go ahead
That's
and
why I
get
threw
with
my
him
name out there and made it
Thanks, Sam.
official
Get
because I want
Constitution
to
out
do
and make sure
everything
we're
within the
acting within
city.
the Constitution.
I hear
Actually,
you.
they're
Okay,
acting
thank
within
you.
the Constitution.
I'm gonna
Yeah, no
They don't
problem.
have to deal with the
yeah,
judiciary.
I'm gonna look into this for you too as well.
Yeah, good deal. Let's go.
Hi there, Fiona McConnell. I'm pretty new to the city. I was looking at the legislation that was introduced last year, and there's quite a few that were voted yes by your council, but are not yet ratified. And a lot of them make sense. I was wondering when they might be ratified.
Yeah, so like that whole chain of events I talked about, where laws or bills become law. Right now, the judiciary, I can't speak for them; they're not here, but they're awaiting judicial review. Whether or not he accepts them is up to them. Unfortunately, we don't have. We've asked for this in the council previously, a time frame or like some kind of docket that we could look at to know when they're going to be up for review. We don't really have that in place. So unfortunately, they're not here to state their stance on this, so I can't really speak to that. But I'm glad that you are looking through that as the council under my under my terms have passed the most bills in the city, hands down, no question. So that's a question the judiciary would have to answer, and unfortunately, they're not here.
Okay, I understand. I guess one further question would be, why are they not here?
Exactly.
I know. I don't. I don't know. I'm not in charge of the judiciary, unfortunately.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right. Well, thanks for your time.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome.
I surprisingly could answer that question on behalf of the judiciary, because the judiciary has medical problems, and he has to go fly out of state for things, and he doesn't have to always be here when that happens. So I mean, they should be a common courtesy for that, at least that I think.
Well, I mean, let's assume that she may not have known that.
Yeah, I know,
and
but
I do feel for the judiciary in this illness. Yes.
yes, and I do have one more question regarding the votes of no confidence. For at least the council side, do they need to have a impartial on that, or can they have an extreme bias?
What do you mean? On impartial or bias on our side?
On the yes, on your side, because if someone, let's say, has a personal issue with the directors of Pillbox, the current director of Pillbox, or vice versa.
I mean, we're all human, right? But if
Yeah.
they acted maliciously, then of course, then that would be an issue for the council. But how do you prove malicious intent, right? That would be the hard thing. But go ahead.
If I may have a word in, the vote of no confidence is designed for people to help correct issues where somebody may be acting out of their role or with malicious intent. So first of all, if you believe that one of us is working in malicious intent, you guys have the right, according to the Constitution, to do a vote of no confidence against us as well. But the reason why it exists at its core is because somebody may be acting maliciously towards us and towards other people in the city. So I think it's important that we actually have a say if we're one of the victims of it. Now, I am not personally a victim of the current medical establishment, but if one of our members or anybody in the city is a victim, that is exactly why the vote of no confidence exists.
Well, and if you're talking
that's
about
something.
me, I would recuse myself from the vote if you're talking about me.
I'm saying you don't have to recuse yourself. The council is made up of citizens, right? Unless you act maliciously out of the better interest of the city and the people in it, then you have no issue. And like was stated before, you would then have to have a vote of no confidence against you, or the judiciary would stand in and say you are conflicted. But until that happens, I don't see a problem.
That was my question. Thank you.
I hope that clears up everything.
It does. It wasn't.
I'm not trying to be. I'm not trying to sound like a.
No, I know.
Ass, or excuse my language, but that's the way I view the law. That's the way I kind of run the council.
No, I also believe that city council should have not be fully biased. I think there should be some impartial. But I do have concerns regarding this vote of no confidence, not from the Pillbox director staff or the directors of Pillbox, but from city council staff.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, there's really only me, and I will recuse myself. I don't care.
I don't believe you have to. There's no grounds right now for that to even happen. And again, your peers, the council, would decide that. Are the people on your elections? Me, if I wanted to bring the council together to do that, on the judiciary. So you don't have anything to worry about. Don't worry about that.
Thank you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Gavel, gavel, gavel.
Sandy, you might want to speak up.
Yeah, I can't quite hear you.
Oh, sorry. I think that when it comes to issues such as this, I think it's important to have a full range of the issue and opinions on the matter. So I honestly think that it's beneficial to actually have that full range from everywhere, from people who approve or disapprove of said establishment, whichever establishment that might be. So honestly, I think that votes of no confidence are exactly the kinds of situations where you want to have that huge variety. So if anybody disagrees, please take the stand, and I'd love to hear your argument. But because I want to make sure that we're serving the citizens as best as possible, but I think it is also important to have that variety. And again, I don't. Yes.
Well, as far as the medical stuff, we've already stated that we're going to have council member and the captain get together about the constitutionality of the vote of no confidence, so we can handle that and have the hospital handle that. I do agree that there needs to be diverse opinions here. That's why it's 8 of you. That's why we have multiple councils, so it's different views. Moving forward, keep this moving forward. Mr. Who is that at the podium? I don't quite see.
Ashley Williams.
Oh,
Oh, thank you. Yeah, Ashley Williams, Attorney General.
Oh,
yeah.
congratulations.
Oh, thank you, sir. And congratulations on almost finishing out your term.
Thank you.
So I was going to follow up with you, sir, about the constitutionality of the vote of no confidence. So far, I'm seeing that while the city council has the ability to put votes of no confidence on themselves, according to the constitution I'm seeing right now for the medical board, I don't think they have the ability to do that.
Okay.
But that's strictly constitutional, and obviously things can change based off dereliction of duty and stuff like that. But just throwing that out there.
Okay. We'll still do a judicial review of the
Yes.
Constitution and how it relates to that, just so the council is up to date next week for the next meeting.
Yeah, to ease the council's decision, could we please have the initial complainant come to the stand to confirm which part of the Constitution was referenced in that initial complaint?
I'm not sure it was ever referenced. I was referencing the Constitution to make sure they were acting in accordance with it.
Yeah, but anyway, before my time is up, I'll get out here a second. I just want to thank the mayor for organizing this. It's very heartening to see this many people around in the city, and that many, and these new council members so passionate to make the city grow. So I'm looking forward to the future. Thank you all.
I appreciate that. I'm looking forward to it too. Usually we go about an hour. It is right now we're 12 minutes over. What I would like to do is adjourn the meeting unless there's any pressing matters. And I do have to speak to one of the deputies afterwards. But I do appreciate you all coming out. I appreciate the participation. I look forward to the meeting next week. On that note, meeting adjourned.
Hey,
Thank you very much.
Good meal.
How come nobody sat next to
I don't know why
Barry?
I said good meal.
Because he's a superstar. He flies above the rest.
Everybody's fleeing. You're all
How's it going?
just fleeing.
That's good to hear. Where's Start?
You need one of us, Mr. Mayor?
Somewhere over there.
Where's Mr. Huddy?
Good to see you too, Mr. Mayor.
It's time for Jesse to scram.